So I'm here at the Nova exhibition, and one of the most, I think, just remarkable sights here are the scenes of some of these vehicles of participants, of partygoers. If you come with me from the festival, and these are cars that were shot up, that were burned, often with occupants inside. And this, I think, just shows the indescribable hatred, because I think when people don't necessarily realize how the media portrays this as if this is a war, that's the best case if they portray it, there was a genocide that took place, and that was on October 7th, 2023, because what happened was that was a wholesale, deliberate murder and massacre of innocent civilians. People are angry about violations of human rights. This is it. These were innocent people, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, going to party at an outdoor festival dedicated to love and peace. And this is what happened. Take a look inside of these vehicles. This was firebombed by genocidal jihadists, okay? This is what the media rarely shows. This is what the media ought to show. Because I think if people don't fully understand what took place on that day, they will not understand the moral necessity of defeating an organization that is dedicated to massacring every single Jew in the world. There's a scholar and journalist, Douglas Murray, who says something along the lines of, you can't put out 70% or 50% of a fire. How does one not seek to defeat a terrorist group like Hamas when this is what it does? Because when one leaves Hamas standing to fight more, this is what they'll carry on. And this isn't us saying this. This is Hamas, by their own wording. Look at this. You cannot see this and feel. This was deliberate. This was not an accident. This was not a mistake. This was not an errant missile. This is what they did to young people because they were Jewish. And this is what they would do 1,000 times over, not just to Jews, not just to Israelis, but in fact to anybody who does not live the fanatical Islamist lifestyle that Hamas would seek. So I think it is critically important that one sees this, and if one can't come to the Nova exhibit, then one should certainly understand what took place here, because if one doesn't, they won't understand what has been happening for the following 18 months.
So when you come to the Nova Festival, what's really important to note is that when you walk through the exhibit here, everything that you see, everything here, everything was from the Nova Music Festival. We walk over here in the camping area, more chairs, a water bottle, some snacks. And as we walk through the festival exhibit here, you can see just the damage of the material, things that were broken, things that are ripped to shreds, things that people brought with them, people that never came back from the music festival. It's a really, really important thing to note when you walk through this exhibit.
My name is Daphne Gonan. I'm a part of the civil volunteer unit of the Israeli 433 Lahav investigative unit. So what you're seeing here is a small part of more than 20,000 items that were gathered in the aftermath of the Nova Party, the 232 roads, kibbutzes. All of the items that were collected ended up in warehouses of the Lahav 433 investigative unit that were later dubbed as death warehouses. Every single item, as you can see here, was barcoded and painstakingly photographed to a special website of the Israeli police where survivors or families can go online and look up their belongings. Our unit was able to return about 1,600 boxes of items to the families of the murdered, about 1,500 boxes to the survivors themselves, and more items are being recovered through the website or even through the exhibits themselves. The shoes here on the floor is also part of the installation. And as much as it resembles Auschwitz, in a way, we did go through some sort of Holocaust. You can see more on the table over here that all of these items, personal items, were found on the ground. Who of us did not have this CD folder in their car in their younger years? And the underwear and the toys and the personal effects over there. I can also point out to you that we also have items that were found on Nukhba terrorists here on the table with us, also evidence. You can see here the police sign. These are actually 3 praying beads. Let me turn this over for a moment, 1, 2, and 3. that were found on 3 of the Nukhbas. Now, I don't know to which god they were praying, but these are their praying beads. This whole bag, if you can read in Hebrew, this is looting found on a terrorist that was down near us.
On their bodies.
On the Nukhba terrorists.
Uh-huh.
It was looting that they took.
And these are what, jewelry here?
There's some jewelry, some watches, there's some Star of Davids. Again, I guess they were taking it as trophies. This is a wristwatch.
That were found among the...
On a terrorist. Now this was in the bag. It's a Star of David. And again, you can see here on the bag that it belonged to, in Hebrew, a terrorist. This is actually very interesting. This was found also on the body. It's in the bag. Now, if you see pro-Palestinian protests, you can see them wearing red triangles. These are not innocent signs because this is a necklace that was found on a Hamas terrorist.
Wow.
So for anyone thinking that those red triangles, upside down triangles being worn are an innocent sign, it's not.
As you can see here, these are photos of all the people who perished at the Nova Music Festival that day on October the 7th. And it just keeps going and going and going.